But first, for all those students who are here, knowing that next week is the exam week, I think it's fantastic that you're here, because without your interest in this sort of activity, it's not going to take off. So thanks for taking the time to come and listen to these projects and expand the kinds of projects that you will work on during your MBA. So thank you so much. Thank you as well to all of the sponsors of the projects. Matthew has been working exceptionally hard to get a wide range of projects together, and from the perspective of the school, I think having the range of projects today is really quite, a good outcome from the perspective of the objective that we set forth going into this activity, right? We wanted to give our students an opportunity to dive into projects that they typically wouldn't have seen in an MBA program. That when 90% of the economy is small and medium enterprises, we want to make sure that those sorts of activities are well represented, because eventually the lessons learned from these sorts of activities are going to hold them in great stead when they start getting into jobs, advancing their careers. And within this broader context of problem solving, bringing integrative thinking together, that's not going to happen without the generosity of projects and sponsors from outside the business school. So welcome. Thank you so much for taking the time to contribute to the learning of our MBA students as well, right? So what I'm going to say is this is an important activity for us. It's not going to work without the support of a lot of people, and today is a great celebration of that. Today I'm also pretty fired up because this is just the 4th day after the Financial Times ranking of the MBA program came out. The MBA students have perhaps heard me say this many times. I would say this many more times in the year to come. But you know, when the Sauder's MBA program jumps up from 82 out of 2,500 MBA programs worldwide, out of over 17,000 business schools globally, and we're at 82 for many years, 82, and then we jump up this year to 57 in the world, you know, that's the outcome of a lot of hard work that's gone into the system over the last several years. This harvesting season is really the planting of the crops happened many years ago. This delayed gratification that seems to be what the Financial Times ranking embodies. So I'm very fired up, and I think we want to continue in that journey, and what's going to help us continue in that journey is preparing our students for more and varied kinds of exercises, and this business clinic is one such example. So thank you again to everybody for coming, making this a success. I'm going to turn this over to Matthew, and Matthew is going to talk about the rules of engagement today, but I hope you guys have a great evening, and we're trying to organize a celebration event in June for all this, and I promised Matthew that it won't just be pizzas for that day. There will be stuff to drink in glasses that are glass. There will be some bubbles coming out of the liquid, and we'll have a great time, right? So thank you, everybody, and I hope these projects work out really well. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, Murli. To echo Murli's comments, thank you all very much for deciding to spend your Wednesday evening with us. We have 7 great projects for you tonight, basically the rules of the game are going to be as follows. We're going to ask each of the 7 presenters to speak for 5 minutes, and then that will be followed by 5 minutes of question and answer. Unfortunately, one of the groups had to bow out this evening. They couldn't make it. That was the analytical design group. So for those of you here who were hoping to listen to them, unfortunately, they send their regrets. After our event this evening, students will be asked to upload their resumes on our website, which is bclinic.sauder.ubc.ca. You'll have until Sunday evening to upload your resume for the project that you would like to work with. And if you have any friends who couldn't make it tonight that are also interested, please let them know that as well. We'll post it on our website as well, but Sunday evening is the cutoff time for when we'll be accepting resumes. For the presenters, you will then have 2 weeks to review the resumes that have been uploaded for your particular project. You will have 2 weeks to conduct those interviews and then let us know of your final decision. And just one final point, tonight's event is being recorded for those students who can't make it. So I ask that nobody step in front of the camera, please. And if you, for the speakers, if you could please, if you're going to move around, stay in this area so the camera can capture your speech. Without further ado, though, let's begin with Rayne Longboards, and I'll ask Graham to come up and kick things off. Where's the start button?
All the way to the left.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thanks for having me here. Boy, oh boy. All right, so I have a company called Rayne Longboards. We've been in business for 9 years. And with that, we've sort of stabilized our business. We've grown sales worldwide. We're generally renowned as some of the best products on the marketplace for downhill skateboards. For the past 6 years, the world champions have been riding our products of the World Cup circuit. We make all of our products in our factory in North Vancouver. We employ 35 people, sort of broken down into distribution and sales, research and development, and manufacturing. And of those, we've hired 3 Sauder graduates. So almost 10% of our staff are graduates. And it's been really good networking because every time we need another smart person, we ask them who to hire, and we end up finding the right person. Throughout the business, one of the things that goes with trying to make a business that succeeds is both being cheap, but sometimes you can roll that under the banner of sustainability and finding a better way to do things so that you're not spending too much money. And some of those things, some of those changes that we've made in our products that have differentiated us even further within our marketplace are making boards out of bamboo and fiberglass. We've changed from painting our boards to applying a water-based sublimation graphic to the bottom of all the boards. We've changed from using paints and spray-based applications to a beeswax and orange oil sealant for the edges. With a lot of our boards, the boards that don't make it through the process, and we used to call them NFG boards, or no fucking good. We started making it into this shape, and we can take any board that we manufactured and cut it into this tiny little shape and either give it away, or now we're able to sell it for $60. So we started turning some of our waste into usable products. And once we started making these mini boards, we turned to some of our other sources of waste. We make these riser pads that go between the truck and the board. We make maybe 20,000 of them a year well, I tried to send our factory a pallet of bamboo, because I said, hey, we have all this garbage. We'd like to send it back and have you make some bamboo products out of it for us. And he laughed at us and said that he had enough garbage of his own and that he'd just make them. So we started diverting some of the waste from the process that we're involved in into successful products. And but the only reason they've really been successful is because they're skateboard-related products, and we're a skateboard company. And so we have a way to change or sell them. And the thing that I started tracking 2 years ago was how much waste are we selling, that are we throwing into the dumpster that we can't actually sell. And 2 years ago, it was $400,000, which was, I took there's a company, I think it's called Owl Stationery Products, and they make wood veneer postcards. They sell for $6 a piece. And I did the math, I made a spreadsheet of all the products we make that we can make postcards out of, and coasters and wedding invitations, all these things that we don't sell. And it was worth $400,000. And now we make 2.5, 3 times the number of skateboards we used to make. And so really, we're throwing out $1 million every year. And that's the problem I'm here to start solving. We've been pretty good. In the last year, we started making belt buckles, and we engaged a program at the Vancouver School Board for at-youth risk, at-risk youth, to sand and assemble the skateboard buckles for us, and we buy back everyone that meets our criteria, and there's no risk to them. We provide the tools, the instruction, and it's been a good program so far. If the kids can make it to the classroom or the workshop to make the products, it hasn't always been successful. So we sort of need to broaden our reach to get more things made, but it still comes down to the point that although we can teach people how to manufacture, we can provide the resources for manufacturing, we still don't have the lifeblood at our business to build a totally separate business based on our waste stream. And so that's why we're here today. We're looking for some initiative, we're looking for some branding, we're looking for a business model to be made that we can then support and hire more grads for. And the other part that we're looking to sort of tie into this is something that's dear to the business graduates from this program that work at Rayne Longboards, and that's the Sauder Africa initiative. We talked with Frances Chandler, and she was very excited about belt buckles, because if we made only belt buckles, so this is the offcut from one of the skateboards as we cut it out. We can make 2 belt buckles from each end of each skateboard, so we could probably make 100,000 belt buckles every year. But that would be way more than the skateboards we make, and we'd never be able to even sell those through our existing distribution channels. So we have